Okay, let's start.
Let's start. Right on the money.
So Daniel, so we are on air.
I see.
So now there is the question. There is the question what we will do here. So because kinda YouTube platform for me is something new. I've used to stream on Twitch. And this interface, I believe this is kinda something similar, yet I need to get familiar with it. So if anybody will ask a question, please don't blame me if I will not see the question, just don't know where to speak. Okay. So Jerry O'Hara. Hi, Jerry O'Hara. Thank you. So I hope that soon there will be more more users. So let me unpin the chat from the window. How to do it? Yeah. So it will be easier in this way. Now I can see all the comments here. Okay, Rossi, fix Faisal. Yeah, so I'm good, and the piano is here. So okay. So there are 4 PARSIQ tokens. I don't know. Parsik t-shirts. You need to ask Tom for that. Okay, and the Parsik definitely will go into DeFi. Okay, so I believe that we could start. Those who wanted to ask questions. I already seen a lot of questions on Reddit. I really hi Brian. I already seen a lot of very clever questions, and I would say that if we will check some of them, there are, as you see, there are a lot of questions, and I would say that we will try to organize answers in such a way. Let me explain. I will turn those out and simply try to organize our talk. So our talk will be organized as follows, because I see that I can answer to most of them by kind of mini lecture. About what Parsik is, why it is unique, what it's doing, why it is hard to do what we are doing, and our economical model. So I would say that there will be some threads. I will try to keep them organized somehow tight. So firstly, we will speak about what we do. What kind of tasks we are automating. So other thing will be why it is a challenge. From that, it's kind of uniqueness and some other aspects that are covered by this. How we do it, and here we will speak about our game, our language, about PARSIQ, and some questions were about PARSIQ. I especially love one question from it, and the fourth one that is kinda another. There will be our tokenomics. How it works, how maybe we will try to take a deep dive into details, and really here I want to warn. I kind of want to warn you that sometimes people ask me how your tokenomics works. Yet when I'm trying to explain how it really works, they start to think, isn't it too complicated? And my answer for those people is that do you need to understand, for example, how computer works to use it? And how do you need to, for example, to know how TV works to watch it? So it means that when you are dealing with some black box, there could be really something very clever inside this box, but it could be hidden. And there could be some different users that are looking to this black box from different sides, and every side will see some other picture, and this picture, when you are looking at this black box from outside, is simple, because for everybody, for users, it's simple. Yet, if you want really to understand why it works like it works, you need to deep dive into real inside, and here could be some formulas, that I know that most people are afraid of formulas, and really this kind inherited from school. Just want to say that each formula that we are used, that it's very simple, and everybody could understand all the steps, so it's kind of verifiable. Okay, so firstly, about what Parsik is, what we are doing. Oh, so good evening, everybody. So you let me see. So what we do. Firstly, let us start from definition of the blockchain, but I will I will try to stitch with such definitions of blockchains as not some very complicated things, but as a digital world. So let's say that we have a sorry, need to Need to draw. Let's say that this is the time. This is the time along which our world lives. And there are, in fact, there are two worlds. There is real world, where we are living, where we have physical objects. So real, I would say even physical world. And other world is digital. And I could say the digital world. And in digital world, before the blockchain, before Satoshi Nakamoto proposed such a structure as blockchain, information inside blockchain, information has completely different properties than physical objects have. For example, in physical world, if you have an apple, let's say this is the apple, and you have it, and this apple is in your hands, and if you transfer, sorry, need to turn off notifications. So people try pinging me through Telegram. Okay. So if you in physical world, if you have an apple in your hands and you transfer this apple, then in next moment, this apple will be in another place. So it just moved. Yet completely another thing is visible in digital world. So for example, in digital world, if there are two different places and one place has, for example, let's say here is the Microsoft Word document, and when you send it somewhere, just think what is happening. It is not disappearing. It's now just is copied into different places. And now it is copies. Identical copies. So before blockchain, where we send information, this information was copied. And Satoshi Nakamoto first proposed such a scheme where without any third-party governor, the third trusted party, we could implement a protocol where pure digital things are moving like things in real world. So when you are when you are sending something with blockchain technology, you can do it in such way that you lose it, and everybody already knows it. So if you send your money, if you send your tokens, your Ethereum, your Bitcoin to a place that is wrong, You really lost it. Because they are moving now like physical objects. And this is the most exciting thing about blockchain technology. And the Bitcoin itself was the first implementation of such invention, and this is why even Satoshi Nakamoto, no, it could take both both Turing Award and both Nobel Prize, but because of not known identity, he is not eligible for it. Okay, so I would say that what we have, what now we have with blockchain, now is with blockchain we have parallel worlds. We have parallel worlds now. Digital world it resembles our reality. Digital world and reality. Yet digital world has very strong rules, and it means that nothing could happen in digital world without a signal from real world. And it means that the digital world evolves only because something is happening in our reality. And the most important thing that is happening, users are sending transactions. So here we have real live users. So these are users, and they are sending transactions to digital world, and these transactions are combined into one single line. Maybe in blockchain this is kind of line. Yet we will talk about it why it is not true in general. And this information, taking information from real world and putting it into digital world that is incapable to ask real world. We already know one word that everybody uses when somebody takes information from one world, a real world, and puts it into blockchain. And what is the word? Which word we are using for that entity that takes information from real world and put it into digital world? Really want to see the answer in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Dweep Sarma, it's an oracle, and Weinstein as well. You both are true, because really, to these two words. So this thing means a transaction. It's a TX. So I will use a TX to denote transactions. So it's kind of transaction. So transaction. Yet the entity itself, who produces the transaction, who initiates the transaction, who knows what is happening and why it needs, it's really an oracle. So those who are sending these transactions, they are oracles. Oracle. So it means that we are all oracles in terms of blockchain, because only we know which transactions okay, users want to understand what is the utility of the token, no, instead of this theoretical thing. Yet, no, I would try to be concise here. So we are all oracles. We are all oracles. Yet it is not. It is not traditional to say that we are oracles. By term oracle, we are denoting an entity that takes information from a real world, put it into special transaction, and maintains the state. So you are creating. So if something real has its own timeline in reality, you can create the same timeline. Can create the same line in digital world, and the entity that is responsible for connecting these two things is called by oracle. Okay, so yet in blockchains in blockchains every transaction comes with its own cost. Every transaction comes with its own cost that should be paid in one or another way, because this is the essence of the decentralization. When you are trying to build decentralized system, when you want to build a decentralized system, it means that somebody needs to run it. And really, in the world, there is no such an altruistic. Let's say what I change. So here's more. So in the world, there is no such altruistic entities that are ready to run and serve without any interest. Even you, when you are dealing with something, you are expecting some interest from it. That is why both in Bitcoin, so there is no such notion as decentralized free systems. All decentralized systems came with their own price. Yet there are no. There is a question. There is a question which amount, how to evaluate the price of transactions, how to evaluate the cost. For example, no, there are two different notions. One is cost and the other price, because cost is so if somebody works on the blockchain, does something good for blockchain, it has his own costs, and he need to cover these costs. For example, in Bitcoin blockchain, miners are solving really hard mathematical equations, but these mathematical equations are very important. So some users said that these are wasting time. They could calculate something useful, but those exactly unpredictability of those formulas, those problems that Bitcoin miners need to solve. Therefrom comes the security of the Bitcoin. And Bitcoin itself is configured more honestly. I would say it configured maybe more honestly than the Ethereum one, but because from the perspective of miners, when miners mining transactions, they're simply processing data, and the more data they process, the more cost they they have. No, this is why when you are paying actual fee in Bitcoin, you are measuring it in satoshis per byte. So Satoshi said that the larger is transaction, then more you need to pay for it. Yet Ethereum itself is kinda extension of the notion of the Bitcoin. So in Bitcoin itself was created only for moving currency-like units from one place to another place. And preserve this information inside inside decentralized system, and eventually it could become money. And this was a proposition of Satoshi Nakamoto. Yet Vitalik Buterin decided that it would be worth to build a world computer, on top of the blockchain technology. And it is very interesting concept that he added programmability to blockchain. So you as a user of the blockchain, for example, in Bitcoin, you can put only money, and yes, of course, you can explain rather complex logic how to unlock Bitcoin wallet, because there are multi-sigs, there are Bitcoin scripts, but those scripts are very restrictive. So they are it has cut functionality. Yet Vitalik said that we need to support full programming language that will run on top of blockchain, and we will preserve all intermediate results, all the calculations, they will be verifiable. And he really made a miracle. He created a system that allowed users to upload their program directly to blockchain and be sure that those programs are really run untouched. So neither hacker could change any single byte in this program. And it means that if you are creating such program, uploading it into blockchain, it will work like you already uploaded it. Yes, of course, there could be logical mistakes, logical errors when user creates some program. Programmers could upload programs to blockchain with mistakes, and unfortunately, the price of this mistake, price of such errors are very high. Because in real world there is always a possibility to update a program, and in blockchain, if you specially not created this program as updatable, this program is not updatable. And if you have a bug in this program, this bug will sit there forever. Yet if you are creating this program good, you out of the box, you have the same type of the security that banking programs has. So when a programmer goes to bank to create a program, this program runs under the hood or under the inside firewalls and inside very restrictive areas, so no hacker could go to it to change it. And it is very important that in centralized system, programs that are centralized, they are very vulnerable for hackers. Yet in blockchain, if you done all things correctly, then the security is the same as banking, but it is for free and comes out of the box. Yet, and here I returning to what we do. What exactly we do in the real world when programmers in not in blockchain world, when programmers create their programs, they are creating programs in two different ways, and I believe that most of you even didn't touch first one, but it was historically first type of programs. It is a program that runs somehow. It has branches. It has some decisions, some actions, blah blah blah. Yet it has a predefined flow, and programmer. So for example, can you imagine such a program that displays such a black screen and gives you a prompt and say, please enter first number. You are entering first number. Okay. Then please enter second number. You are entering second number. And then program asks what you want to do with them. I say added. And then program outputs. Okay. The result is 4. Do you want to repeat? Blah, blah, blah. And this is the way how to write a program when program completely controls a user. When program completely controls a user, it means that user only needs to do what program says. And these type of programs, they kind of either are archaic or they are very special. They're very special. There are utilities, for example, if you want to format your disk drive, it's actually the sequence of steps. So you're typing like a format drive C. Don't type it. And the program, yeah. So and the second type, how to build your program, is to build a program that, for example, has two different input fields. One field for the result. And different buttons. For example, one button added, another multiply. And programmers here are not creating an algorithm. They're creating a set of reactions. For example, user is free, for example, to provide second number. And here is no first number and second number. They are just organized visually. So it's an A, it's an B, and user can simply input numbers in whatever sequence they want. They want to press a button, and then it means that programmer simply writes responses. What happens if this button is clicked? What happens if this button is clicked? Maybe what happens? Dweep Sharma. It's one is console application, and other is the GUI application. Yet I want to say that this is more deep concept. That you are writing reactions to events. Okay, I feel that I go too deep. Um, okay, yet I would say that there are two different options how to build a software, and this type is sometimes called inversion of control. Inversion of control. So not program is driving us, we are driving a program, and program is reacting to something, and programmers really want to build. Programmers really want to, yes, to some dependency injection as well is the dependency injection as well is the instance of inversion of control, and exception handling when you are using try catch is inversion of control. There are a lot of different things in programming world that matches to inversion of control. Visual programming is inversion of control. Exception handling, when you are not checking everything, but when you are just writing try catch and somewhere you're throwing, and dependency injection itself. So these are, I think, how to make events and react to these events. Yet I'm returning to Ethereum. I'm returning to Ethereum that decided to give full power of programmability. For the blockchain developer, for smart contracts, for all these things. Except one thing. They excluded events. Now somebody could ask me, why, what you are talking? There are events in smart contracts in Ethereum. Yes, they are. In smart contracts, when user creating a smart contract in Ethereum, there are events. But unfortunately, those events could be listened not by smart contracts. When one smart contract performs some calculation and creates an event, something has happened. Has just happened. Unfortunately, another smart contract cannot listen. It cannot hear. It's kind of deaf against events. Because when you are implementing connection between these smart contracts and to give ability to listen, in every programming language, ability to listen events is implemented by including this smart contract, somehow putting a reference that we need to notify this smart contract when some events is happening. Yet in setup of Ethereum, person who initiates a transaction, he pays for all computations that are performed in smart contract. And if somebody will try to listen, and smart contracts will be attached directly in Ethereum, and it is possible. It is really possible to make such a functionality, to provide such a API, for example, register to notify me. And smart contract will notify everybody who subscribe. But it means that its smart contract becomes insanely expensive, because user need not only need to cover costs of the executing the smart contract itself, it needs to execute all those logics in all smart contracts that are subscribed in this way. That is why Yeah, so programs, really smart contracts, there are simply programs that are uploaded to blockchain. And because of these problems that I've already said, smart contracts unfortunately cannot subscribe to events from other smart contracts, at least in Ethereum world. And I would say that it is kind of the same problem for all blockchains where users need to pay for transaction. If you need to pay for transaction, and if you cover all computations that are processed because of your transaction in these blockchains, there is a problem to connect two different smart contracts. And this is why Vitalik Buterin said, okay, we will not include ability to subscribe between smart contracts. If users want to subscribe manually, they will implement this logic, and it will, and if they feel that it is kind of okay. Yet we will allow only external world. So he created such a system where another stream emerged. So from here you have transactions. So there is transactions, and everybody who is sending transaction. Everybody who is sending a transaction, it's kind of an oracle, yet smart contracts, they are producing events, and events events are no, they are sorry more notifications. So they are propagating in other directions. And if you want to really implement something complex that involves reacting to events between smart contracts, you need to provide somebody who will catch this information from the blockchain and will reroute it back to blockchain. And do you see what happens? This smart contract has logic. This smart contract as well has another logic that wants to react. And these they have their own language. They not both written in Solidity, yet there is no standard way how to connect them. Everybody everybody who wants to create a full system that works with smart contracts, they need to solve the same tasks again and again. And we simply decided that the blockchain deserves a standard way how to react on events. So we kind of here, so this is the Ethereum and Parsik is here. That is why when you are programming in Parsik, you are defining logic. What to do when something happens in blockchain, yet we are eager to implement such logics. So the full program for the blockchain, it contains smart contracts that are on Ethereum and smart triggers that are on Parsik. For now, and just for now, I would say, we have this thing, it's a kind of trustless, decentralized, and all those buzzwords that are attached to blockchain, for example. And we are not decentralized. And somebody said that we are not trustless, we are a centralized system. Yet I want to assure you that yes, smart contracts are not such smart. They are simply incomplete. They cannot be smart together with smart triggers. So if we combine both things together, so here is a comment. At the end of the day, it sounds like smart contracts are not that smart, and that is why need Parsik to monitor, analyze the data. Yes, and we are, of course, here could be some actions that provide data for some external analysis or reports or anything. Yet I would say that we built Parsik to complete gaps, to fill the gaps between smart contracts in traditional blockchains. And we are going to be as decentralized as possible, as trustless as possible. Just for now, to be able to deliver such a functionality, to prototype, to understand whether it's understandable, whether a user can build those things. Yes, of course. Jerry O'Hara asks, do you think smart triggers could have the same importance as smart contracts in the future? Of course, and I would say that they are naturally the smart contracts. They are reactive smart contracts, while those smart contracts are passive. So these smart contracts, they are sitting in blockchain and do nothing. They do nothing until somebody goes for them and ping them, asks them to do these things. But without any ignition, they do nothing. Yet our smart triggers are kinda as well are contracts. Yet for now, we are not able to provide you full transcript full transcript that really proves that we really executed your logic. But I want to assure you that we are working on it because everybody works on the same technologies. There are ZK rollups, ZK, snarks, starks, that allow us to, but we are simply learning these technologies. We are investigating all the mathematics that are behind them to use those type of technologies. I don't say that we will use ZK rollups. I don't say that we will use ZK stars, but I say that our aim to provide full transparency, to provide full transparency that our reactions was implemented and was executed exactly as you put in our system. And that is why, for example, here we have Solidity that now is the standard de facto for smart contracts. And here we are trying to build Parsicle. And really, I would say that this letter is problematic. This letter is problematic here, I want to admit. Because it is kind of question whether to make it big. From the first perspective, we were very happy while we selected, because it kind of resembles something like SQL, like a query language. Yet we are not query language. So PARSIQ is not a query language. It's a language that allows to transform reactions, transform streams of events. I would say that maybe this full picture allows you to understand why we see that this is the counterpart, and that purely completes, and if they will work together, they will provide a full programming system for the decentralized world. Here, smart contract scripting language. So we are creating a language that allows you to transform transactions. Now there is the question: do we need to take a break, for example, for 3 minutes? Okay, so here are interesting questions. So Parsik is very unique and new technology that is not easy to be copied. I want to uncover what PARSIQ is. What PARSIQ is and why it is really hard to copy. And it is interesting that it is not hard to copy, because the most most components of PARSIQ will be even open sourced, and we are eager to open source them, to attach a community, to evolve it. Just as the project that had, I would say, crowdfunding scheme, so all the IOs, ICOs, they're kind of crowdfunding schemes. We need to somehow benefit our initial investors, those who believe in our tokens. So that is why we need to build something that will make them happy. And we created, and it is completely another story about our economics, because we are very proud about our economics. Yet now we are talking not about economics. We now talking about why our technology is important, and why it will be used, and we expect that such type of technology will be used. Then I will try to demonstrate you that there is no reason to copy us. So if all our technologies will work as intended, then there will not be incentive to copy us. Just it will be easier to use our technologies together with our tokenomics, and even I believe that many other companies will follow us in our tokenomics model. But as well, this thing is something another. So now about PARSIQ language, and amongst of I would say, so Matthew de Klerk, Parsik biggest competitive advantage, I would say that nobody created anything similar. So we are in a blue ocean now. There are a lot of different companies that are providing scanning of blockchains for events, reacting for them. Even they have even they have a sophisticated configuration options what to find. Yet we are not targeting to this thing. So we are creating a, I would say, so we are completing missing parts for the, I would say, entire community, entire blockchain community to build really complex systems in a straightforward way. Let's just show. Let me show how PARSIQ works. And I have a one question from Reddit that I especially like. Let me find it. So here. Something about PARSIQ. And I would say that I would like to answer to all of those things, but in that manner that after I will finish my presentation or speech about Parsik, I will simply read those questions and refer to my previous speech. What is here? Maybe it will be easier to find it with, and I have an attached Mac keyboard to the PC, and it's completely disaster how to use it. Control F, PARSIQ L. Yeah. So this is the question of Philbert 71 that tells that I have feeling that the new version of PARSIQ will be even more complex. Is there a chance that new techs would still be able to use it? Yes, and it will be even simpler for non-techs to use it. And just let me explain what Parsig is and what Parsig does in graphical way. And we will implement this thing in graphical way. So there is what is here. So there is a question in chat. Where does the compile interpretation of Parsig happen currently? Is it possible to decentralize that, like choosing a random node to execute actions? For now, PARSIQ is interpreted, yet it will be compiled. All the model of PARSIQ memory is actually targeted to Rust programs. So intermediate representation of PARSIQ is the Rust code. And it will be compiled. For now, it is interpreted just for the prototype. So I would say that the current version of PARSIQ, it really behaves good. But if we want to process such a big streams of events like Solana, for example, produces, we definitely need to compile it, and we are working on the on the compiler. So let me check. Okay, so let me show what the particle is, and then let me show. Particle is built on top of one very important notion. I already said that we have a time, and if we will depict a timeline, so I'm using the space where I here. So timeline, there is such notion of event that happens somewhere in time. It's an event A, B, C, D. All those things are events. Something that happened. And if we're speaking about real world, then events could be arbitrary events. For example, this event: my son goes to school. Another event: my mom asked me whether I want to eat. Another event, for example, I do not know. For example, the rain started to rain. And for example, here I fell asleep and slept. And these are events in a real world. When we are speaking about events in a programmatic world, we say that events could be represented as objects. And the simplest form of objects, could be, for example, numbers. Let's say that, for example, you have a form. You have a window. You have a window with such a buttons, blah blah blah, and you have an input field. You have an input field, and you are inputting some numbers there. You can think about sequence of events which texts or which numbers are visible during the time. For example, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's something that you are typing in. And it means that we have a sequence of events. And now we are talking, and now say that PARSIQ is something that allows you to process stream of events. For example, and I would say that this type of processing is already known. Here, when I'm talking about processing stream of events, I'm not inventing any new things, because I really would say that somebody already should be known, familiar with this approach under the name RX, reactive extensions, or for example streams in Java. Sorry, for non-techy listeners, I just pointing to those who are programmers that they should not attack. Yeah, reactive Java, reactive JavaScript, RX extensions, blah blah blah. There are a lot of such things, and I want to say that we started our inspiration. Our inspiration came from reactive programming. That is able to transform stream of events into another streams of events. Let's say, for example, if you have numbers that are going sequentially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would denote them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you can do with this sequence of numbers? You can do everything that you want. And for example, you can multiply them by 2. And you can multiply them by 2 by using a scheme, for example. Let's say that you are using this multiplier. It means that every event that comes that goes through this scheme, so it goes through the scheme. So for example, if it was number 1, after going through this section, it becomes 2. It means if, for example, if we will take these numbers, and put them through this multiplier, we will receive 2. So let me use the same color. There will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. One sequence of events is transformed into another sequence of events. And exactly here, I want to emphasize such fact that if you have a language that allows you to transform streams, it is completely other than the language that allows you to transform already defined collections, already defined amount of data. So every database, so if we will try to compare this with working with database, it resembles select all data from some table and multiply it by 2. But here is very important difference between databases or between collections that are already there, so are already collected, and live streams of data, because collections, they are already collected and we know all the parts of this, and live streams, they are potentially infinite. They are streaming, and you just creating a thing that transforms them on the fly. Yes, exactly. Erlang, Apache Flink, all those things were our inspiration. And in fact, from my academical background, I have taught for many years a Prolog logic programming language, where from Erlang was emerged. So maybe somebody didn't know the history of Erlang. Firstly, Erlang was implemented as the set of libraries for the Prolog, or implemented on the Prolog, and then the guy, I don't remember the name of him, decided to create a special syntax for it, and it's kind of diverged from the Prolog. But yes, we take a lot of inspirations. Yes, Ericsson, but it was a joke that the Erlang is Ericsson language, like a Parsik language, and there is some isomorphism, I would say, here. Yet, what we actually have. If I say that we can transform a sequence, another type another type. Yeah, John Armstrong. Thank you. Another thing that we are capable to handle is to filter. For example, whether it is greater than 2. And for example, if you have a sequence 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 5, for example, after this filter, it becomes 3 and 5. So we filtered out all things that are not greater than 2. And I would say that those things are not the only. So here is a question: Is it too complex? Is it too complex to understand, or difficult to understand what happens here? No, I believe that these things are kinda. These things kinda understandable, and I want as well. Yeah, so Brian, okay, so Brian, so Brian is non-techy guy, yet I believe that yeah, so numbers are filtered and dropped. Numbers are filtered and dropped, and no, I believe that so far is obvious what we can do. Yet I want to say that we are supporting such type of transformations now. Okay, Matthew. You need to wait more, because I will demonstrate where the difference comes with Parsik. Because what I'm talking, this is the traditional RX. And I would say that we completely support all the RX operators. Now I will try. I will try to draw all the diagrams in this way. Time will go here, from up to down. So events are dropping through lines, and I would say that we have such types of transformations. This is a filter. For example, if you say that you have an event, for example, it means that everything that comes through this filter, it is filtered out if it is not greater than 2, for example. It's a filtering operations. This is the map operation. For example, times 2. And the next operation is very interesting. It is very interesting. I would say that I would denote it by this thing, because of this is the composition. This is the composition between this figure and this figure. Just for programmers, it's a flat map. But this only for programmers. I don't want to bother non-techy guys with the names. But I want to express what it really does. do you understand, for example, that when we are filtering events, exactly one event is entering this area? Yep. So exactly one event is entering this area, but how many events can exit from this area if one event is entered? There could exit from 0 to 1. For example, 0 events if event is filtered out, and 1 event if it's passed. The next question, if one event enters this area, how many events is exiting from this area? Just need to, yeah. Nope. Only one. Yeah, exactly. Only one. And here, when I'm drawing this figure, it means here some logic could be attached. So here you can express some logic. So here some logic is expressed. And according to this logic, one event that is entering to this area could really be transformed to 0 to, I do not know how many, I will denote it by n. For example, it could be transformed to two different events. And let me demonstrate why it is relevant, for example, for blockchains. Let's say that this event, we will take only PARSIQ. So let's say here will be all ERC20 transfers. Yet let me use another color. All ERC20 transfers. And here will be only PARSIQ transfers. So we will filter out anything that is not PARSIQ transfer. Why do we need? So I'm not saying that we will multiply by 2. For example, here what we can do in mapping. For example, here added, or for example, multiply by PARSIQ USDT. So once more, I would say not multiply, for example, divide by PARSIQ USD price or rate. Do you understand what will happen with the number? It will turn into PARSIQ amount into real dollar amount. And now, for example, if you understand what is the transfer event, exactly, the transfer event has 3 parts. One part from, another part to, and the third part is value. How many? only PRQ transfers, then they will multiply or divide value by the so value divide by this one, and here for example, let's say that we have a event that says address A transferred to address B amount, for example, $10, because now they are already converted to dollars after this section. So after this section, so here we have all ERC20 transfers. Here we filter out only PRQ transfers. Here we apply the rate, and we understand what is the monetary price. Exactly. I already said that it's like a reactive X. And I then want to introduce something that will drastically differ from the reactive X. And for example, here I will split this event into two different events. I will say that A just lost $10, and this will be one event, and the second event B just earned $10. And this we are able to produce from one event. We are producing two these events, and these events now are traveling downstream. And what we can do next, if we want, we can apply as many transformations as well. Next, what we have. We have so-called aggregation hubs. Aggregate. Now this could be found in our language for now with the keyword process. But in new PARSIQ, it will be split between process and aggregate. So process will be completely stateless, and aggregate will be stateful. What does it mean? Aggregate means that you can say, now let's group by address, and calculate total earnings. And to calculate total earnings means that for every address there will be so for programmers, I just want to say that when we say that we are grouping by address, we have two different sections. What to do when completely new address comes, it's an initialization section in it. What to do if it's completely new address, which balance we should use, or which initial state we would use. And for the sake of simplicity, you can put simply 0. So if it's a new address and you have no previous knowledge about it, you can say that this is the 0. And other section is update. How to update this information of address if this information already exists. And this thing. For now in PARSIQ, it is kinda encapsulated, or it's hidden inside trigger. But in next version, of PARSIQ, it will be visible in user data. So you will have actual reports on all, for example, if you will combine this scheme, you will be able to monitor in live, so in real time, all current state that is calculated during updating this stream. And in fact, we already using it in such a interesting setup. We have an aggregation hub, and we have a lot of streaming events that comes to the same aggregation hub. Here is a Parsik. Here is a Parsik boost. Another is liquidity shares on the Uniswap. And the fourth is 1 week timer. At least we are aiming to conform to this scheme. And all those events, so in fact, all those events are filtered, are different filters that are applied to the same ERC20 streams. So when we have all streams and we filter according to different conditions. Let me change the color here. Let me change the color here. Let it be this one. So it's a ERC20 transfers, yet here we filter out all Parsik, here we filter all boost, here we filter out all liquidity shares. And here we configure the timer that works every week. And here on every movement, here we have an aggregation hub that calculates how many liquidity shares. Yeah, Matthew de Clark. So technically with PARSIQ, you upgraded customizable version of Etherscan where you can upload your scripts that are executed in your own data context where it is populatable. Because one of the important so Matthew de Clark asked, so technically with PARSIQ you could create your own upgraded and customizable version of Etherscan. Yes, it is. It is very correct comparison. Yet we do more. Yet we really do more. Because so here we're calculating how many rewards should be paid and simply connect it to action pay reward. Pay reward. And all those things will be expressible in PARSIQ. For now, they are not expressible in PARSIQ, but we are evolving PARSIQ to be a language where we can write such schemes, because all the runtime is already working, and we're really calculating via those streams, via those. So it's not, it's only not packed with the syntax. Yeah, there will be a graphic user interface. So the graphic user interface will look like that. So you have a big screen. Where you have a lot of different event sources. And these event sources are not only built-in event sources. These event sources can be imported from other users, from other packages, even from your own smart triggers. So you are just dragging and dropping. This is the source of events. Then you have a whole palette of what you can do. You can filter, you can map, you can flat map. Just don't look at icons. We will use more appropriate icons because it's kind of feedback from users. If we will not, we will use ugly icon, or users will ask to change it to something other. We will hear it, will analyze it, and there's more. I am just talking about the concept. So you are. It's a future version. It's not a future version of PARSIQ, because under the hood is PARSIQ. Yet the PARSIQ itself, or I don't know how to write it correct. Firstly, we need to implement a PARSIQ as a language, and only then we could implement all those nice drag and drops. Because so you are creating this thing, then you are attaching a filter. You are attaching a filter, and when you are attaching a filter, then you will be able to click on it. So here you will see two different tabs. One tab is visual, and other is not a PARSIQ. I would say this is the source code. And those who prefer visual, they can prefer visual tab. Who prefer to code, they will use coding. Yet, when you so this is the source. For example, ATH transactions. Then you can filter. When you said that I want to filter Ethereum transactions, that already it means that we know what criteria you can use. And when you double click on the filter, you immediately get a dialog where you see all the fields, and this is a kind of visual builder. It's a visual, and here is a code. If you want, you can go to the code and write your own expression as you want. If you want to build it by visual, you go to visual, and in visual thing you have different fields, operations. For example, less, greater, equal, between, blah blah blah, and those things are users are already familiar. If you build some filters with filter builders, just exactly the same type of thing. And here are values. Here will be go values. So for example, value should be less than 10. I do not know, and other things. And 10 what? 10, for example, 10 Ethereums or 10 Way. And all those things kinda collected by expression AND, so they are all need to be covered simultaneously. And if you want to put alternative solutions, for example, if all this should be held or all this, here will be or tabs, and you can create a new OR tab. So or this, and together you create a filter. Create a filter, and if you are not a coder, you will be able to click all those things. Hello, those who joined. And if you are coder, for you really will be easier to go to code. And now we will soon we will deploy such a feature as autocomplete. So we finally will have an autocomplete feature in our IDE, so you will be able to see what is available in the context. This is how all things are behaving. So you can put them on the screen. You can connect them. You can configure every stream, and finally you can put a result, or not a result. So to configure the delivery channel, you will have another options. For example, let's say such an option. I believe you understand what I'm trying to draw. So you can say that, I want to send it to Telegram. And when you want to send it to Telegram, you can double click on Telegram and define a template message. For example, hello, just seen, and here tx.value transaction. And I would say that those things for users as well could be implemented as drag and drop. So you are kind of creating a text and then drag and drop available information into text. Okay. So PARSIQ itself is already available. So users are asking whether when will PARSIQ come. I would say that a limited version of limited by using this code, make it possible to integrate smart triggers into oven applications. So do you see that when we are building our applications, under the hood, to be able to process all those things, we have a big databases. We have a we have a lot of different nodes that could be compared to archive nodes. That allows us quickly to replace streams, to do all the things that we need to correctly process all your streams. As well, firstly, we say that we are not concentrating only on the Ethereum. We're saying that we are implementing, so every blockchain could be viewed as the source of events, and not only blockchain. I would say that every oracle like Chainlink could be treated as source of events that you can consume, transform, create a stream as well, and deliver it to user. And other important thing is, for example, aggregation logic. Aggregation logic let me say that what kind of aggregation logic could be implemented, and this could be mapped to reports that are viewable on the fly or sent to somewhere. For example, we are filtering or we are aggregating all the transactions of I do not know, for example, of Bitcoin or Ethereum according to for example, no, let's say let take some particular tokens and aggregate their turnover by address, by the day. And for example, if monetary value of the turnover is greater than some monetary value that is calculated by using, then we can report something and flag something. Or for example, if we are able to express logic that it is suspicious activity, for example, all previous data says that amount of withdrawn values should be in that interval, and if, for example, it is drastically it's greatly greater than previous withdrawals, then we could flag that this is a suspicious withdrawal, and this report will be immediately available to those who are interested. And interested users, they came from regulators, that they came from crypto exchanges, they came from crypto wallets. And what can be built with Parsik technologies? I would say that the Parsik itself has a Parsik technology that technology with a lot of databases, a lot of blockchain scrapers, that in fact those things are replicatable by users, so you can easily take a community version of Parsik and try to run by yourself if you have sufficient amount of power, then you can really do it. Yet what we do, we have proprietary integrations, for example, with risk scoring providers, with market data, with high quality signals. So it's proprietary data that is not replicatable. Yes, it could be used outside of the crypto space. So we are able to apply our technology to any streams, to tracking, to understand whether a vehicle is on its track, whether there were deviations for the prescribed road as well. So there are a lot of applications of such a technology. It's a kind of technology that allows you to consume streams if user is able to define his stream and to define where take this stream. Maybe its streams goes from the IoT thing, and as well what means once more interesting thing, we have exchanges like streams. Could you imagine a stream of trades from the exchange. What you can do with a stream of trades, you can build trading strategies. You can build trading bots that filtering, accumulating, aggregating, making decisions, and provide trading signals. So we are not bots. We are tool for building such such a trading strategies. So it's one possible way how to use our system. Yet I want to say that firstly, we have Parsik itself like a system that allows Parsik portal, I would say, that allows you to combine all the Parsik technology together with user data, with blockchain streams, and together with proprietary data if you want, and go to outside world or automate some things including transactions. Outer world. Yet together, so we have not only together with that, we have different services that build on top of the same technology. They're not available in portal. Maybe they will be kind of monitorable via portal. Yet there are different products that are built on top of the same technologies that we are building to ensure our Parsik portal works. So what we will have here, one is very important thing is Parsik wallets. Parsik wallets API. It's a kind of one of the anticipated products that will allow only three very important, very simple things to be implemented. One is create wallet. Another, sorry. Another is be notified about deposit. And the third is transfer funds somewhere at next destination. That will be available across all blockchains, that we integrated. And we are integrating all tokens. So when we integrated Ethereum, it means that we integrated all tokens. For example, when integrated Tron, it means that we already integrated all Tron tokens. We didn't integrate Tron yet. That when Tron, for example, will be integrated, all its tokens will be available for those things. And everybody who builds on top of Parsik Wallets API, every programmer who builds on top of Parsik Wallets API, he will benefit from having ever-growing amount of cryptocurrencies that are integrated, and they are acceptable, notifiable, and as well. So, and this is one product. This product really targeted for developers, but not for developers. Why developer uses this product? Developer uses this product for developer users this product to build other products. And when programmer build a product, for example, he built a portal, and this portal uses Parsik. So it means that our developers are our like evangelists. So they are taking our technology and bring this technology to final users. They are building products, and when somebody comes to Parsik and says, "Can you hire me? I am a programmer." My first answer, if you want to help us, first start to build on top of Parsik. When we will deliver those programmer-oriented things, simply start to build on top of Parsik. And the second product, it's a Parsik invoicing. System that is built on top of this product. When you as e-commerce owner, you want to add ability to create an invoice and pay and accept some cryptocurrency in return of your products. And there are a lot of users, a lot of non-tech users that have their web shops where we can provide a lot of different plugins for Magenta, for Shopify, so it's a e-commerce plugins. And as well, you should understand that it is for having ever-growing e-commerce plugins. Let me move these things here. So this is another product. Dweeb Harma says that your customers are developers. Yes and no. Developers are one type of our customers. So, for example, if you want build something on top of Parsik, you can build it. If you just want to monitor your activity and have reports, you should not be a programmer. If you are smart enough to understand how to drag and drop items and to connect all the sources of events and select what you want and how you want to aggregate, you are our customer and you are not a developer. So we have a lot of foundational technologies that are working on top of our ability to monitor what is happening in blockchain. And not only what is happening in blockchain, but as well replaying what was already happened. And PARSIQ will be PARSIQ will be able to not process only live data, but it will be able. You can imagine like you send PARSIQ script to the past, and it streams from the past events what already happened, and when it reach current block, it starts to stream current events. So it's kinda our ability to recover from blackouts. For example, if we experience a total blackout, for example, everything stopped, then when we will turn up, we will replay all things that was from that moment. Because blockchains are very interesting matter, because blockchains are replayable. We always can go back and go forth. Okay, and next thing, it's an exchange backend. For all deposits, withdrawals, and management of what is happening with cryptocurrency inside inside crypto exchanges. Backend. So for crypto exchanges. Exchanges. And this thing as well is based on the same Parsik wallets API. So this is kind of core component, and these are built on top of them, on top of this structure. And what I want to say about Parsik wallets, and when you are creating a wallet, here we are using the most advanced standards that are visible, that can be found, for example, in Fireblocks, and even more modern technology than in Fireblocks. Fireblocks, Unbound Tech, and some others. Just don't want to name them. This is the modern secure multi-party computations. So here it's a new level. It's a new level of a cryptography that allows you to kind of achieve the same level as multi-sig, but actually when blockchain doesn't know that this is the multi-signature. From the perspective of the blockchain, it looks like it's a normal single transaction, even in Ethereum, without smart contracts. Because in Ethereum, if you want to achieve multi-signature, you need to build a smart contract. But there was a recently was created a technology that allows you to perform multi-party computations over so-called EC DSA that is used by most blockchains to get signatures. So so we have a lot of different things that are needed to users, and they are able, and they are wanting to pay for it. They're wanting to consume these data. So the exchanges, wallets, e-commerce situations, and those who want to have analytics and reports from the blockchain, programmers who want to build reactive systems, they all would be glad to consume our services. And exactly here there is a question. How all those things, how users will pay, and where from utility of PRQ comes. This is the question that I believe a lot of you want to hear. Not wow, but how. How users will pay and where from utility of PRQ comes. Just couple of words. The most obvious way how to monetize and how to make a utility for PRQ is to ask users to pay with it. Yet we, as the professional blockchain team that was involved in a lot of such projects, a lot of projects came to us to ask to build their post-ICO products. We've seen that they had a very big problems. If company starts to ask, please pay me in these tokens, in its tokens, it immediately gets a huge problem. Because there are two different types of users of the token. One type of users are those who are interested in utility. So I would say that every token that is issued by a centralized company has two different aspects. One is the utility, and there are users who really want to use these tokens because of utility, and other is security. And there are other users who really they are not interested in features of the platform. They're interested in the security aspect of the token, that the token is something that is volatile. And in fact, these users are not interested so in the token growth. They are interested in volatility. Because if token is volatile, it's better for them. Because they are traders. They're trying to introduce more volatility to these tokens. They're speculators. And this is nothing. Nothing bad in that, because each person could combine both views. Both views for the token. Yet unfortunately, these two groups has opposite interests. These users are interested that the token should have a constant price, and those who are looking at the token as the security, they want that the token will be volatile. And we created a very interesting solution. Sorry. A very interesting solution. So we said that we don't ask users to pay in our tokens. what we introduced. We introduced a way how to calculate what for you are eligible from our system, and for that we introduced the very same technology that we are using to reward our liquidity providers. Our liquidity providers on Uniswap, for example, the longer they are holding, the longer they are the longer they are holding their liquidity, the more they earn. Yet we decided to introduce such a thing. So let's imagine that this is the balance of users of PARSIQ tokens. And for example, this is the first moment, for example, where a user tried to touch our token, and we say that we take a 24-hour period and calculate how many tokens have you hold during the last 24 hours. Okay, so users, and we calculate an average amount of tokens that you had during last 24 hours. For example, this one. And exactly this, it's an average amount. And we said that you are eligible for our services, not for money, but for holding our tokens. Just for holding our tokens, this is the way how we measure it. And it means that exactly at this moment, you are eligible for that amount of our services. And our services are sliced in very different ways. Amount of data that you monitor, amount of wallets that you are created at monitoring, amount of events that you need to transfer. And all of these are measurable, but we are not asking to pay. We are asking only to hold our tokens to receive our services. Of course, we cannot survive in this setup if we would say that only hold our tokens and we don't receive anything. So this is why we said that we have a freemium. We have a freemium that have a free plan that allows users to get familiar with our system without paying anything and investing nothing. Other is premium. And premium is always for money. Because, for example, if we provide risk scoring, we cannot provide it for free or for holding our token. Because we need to pay for it. We need to pay for it for the external entity. So this is kind of premium feature, and for premium features we always ask money. For free plan, we are not asking money. But for the hodlium, level, we are asking you just to hold our tokens without spending them. So if you purchased our tokens and simply hold them, and it is interesting that you don't need to give these tokens to us. And this is one of the decentralized aspect of our company. So you don't need to give this money to us. You just need to confirm that this is your wallet and attach your wallet, attach your account to services that you consume. Just sign with your key all API requests, and we already know how many services you can spend in our system, because we know all the history. And in fact, this history will be preserved in blockchain, and all those calculations are very easily calculatable, so no disputes on it could be done. Will Parsik depend on any cloud service providers to host solution or own data center? So we are going for our own data center. For now, part of our services are on cloud providers, but we are building our own things. So we are investing into servers, and eventually we'll have our own solutions. Okay, so this thing. Yet, if we say that we don't ask money for that amount of for that services, and I would say that these services, they have a cost for us. They have a cost for us, and they have a price. They have a competitive price. I mean that if you will turn to alternative providers, you will find that they will sell the same services for non-zero cost, non-zero price. And it means that if you hold Parsik, if you hold PRQ token, it means that the PRQ token is kinda lifetime warranty that you will receive some portion of services from us. Users are asking, if I understand correctly, the token use competes against the previous service. Does the token provide value to Parsik as a company or only to users plus investors? No, it is interesting solution. It is interesting solution. Yet, firstly, we as company has some reserves in Parsik. It means that when Parsik grows, our reserves are growing as well. And I'm not talking about retention wallet. I'm talking about our business marketing fund, about our team wallets, about our things that motivate us. So we are as well. We are one of the investors of this project because we are the team that develops it, and we need somehow be motivated by creating a value for those tokens. Yet this is not a complete answer. I would say that one of very dangerous moments is when users will understand that holding Parsik tokens means lifetime warranty for some a lifetime warranty for some slice of services, they will use it. They will use it, and they can drain the market from those tokens. Of course, they will drain it until price will be not more competitive. So, for example, we say you can monitor million of, or for example, you can monitor million of blockchain addresses, but you need million Parsik tokens. And if million of Parsik tokens are worth $1,000,000, nobody can. So even if they are forever, nobody can enter to these relations. Nobody can enter to these relations because a kind of PRQ is too high in value, and this is why we are introduced a protocol. We introduced a protocol that allows those who have Parsik token, who are investors, lend it to those who want to use them for the utility. I already feel that we are over the time, so it's more than 2 hours, and I propose to cover this protocol in details in some other session. Yet just give a brief explanation what it does here. So you, as a person who have a Parsik token, can go to the protocol that now. So previously it was known as O2 protocol, and now we are kind of decided to use it as IQ protocol. So because the IQ protocol will work somehow, it somehow resembles a compound, where users can lend their tokens to those who want to use them. Yet we have one important feature. So when you lend your PRQ, instead of PRQ, you will receive so-called IPRQ. IPRQ from the word invest PRQ. It is kind of your certificate that you're like in compound. When you invest Ethereum, for example, in compound, when you invest ATH, you receive back CATH. These are comparison, and when you will return this IPRQ to the IQ protocol, you will return your PRQ plus interest that is earned on top of it. Yet it is interesting that persons who are borrowing, they are borrowing not the PRQ themselves. When user is borrowing PRQ, he says, I want to borrow, for example, 1 million PRQ for 1 month. I don't need it. I don't need them more than 1 month. And we are creating a new token. We are creating a QPRQ that is expirable. that is expirable, and it will be vanished after given moment. So in fact, it's tracked. It is tracked by two different tokens. It's tracked by ERC20 tokens to depict your balance, and NFT token to really expire, because it has expiration, and that is why it is completely there is a completely collateral-less borrowing. So you don't need to provide any collateral, because your tokens will expire, but those tokens are acceptable in our service, are acceptable for holding, not for paying, but for holding. And this allows us to balance. This allows us to balance our demand, and in fact, when, for example, when you're asking, let's explain it. When you're asking, I need million PRQ tokens for 1 month, protocol itself says, aha, you want this for 1 month, and it means that you need to pay for it, for example, 100 PRQ. And these are live PRQ. These are live PRQ that will be put in protocol, and this is exactly the interest of the lenders. Yet, in fact, these 100 PRQ will not be available immediately. They will not be available immediately because a user can rethink and step back. So he taken it and he can return earlier than 1 month. And if he will return earlier than 1 month, he will receive only the portion that corresponds to the time that he's not used. And this creates a true banking system. It's a honest, risk-free lending where nobody can cheat. And there are a lot of different aspects, and I would like to cover them in our section. As I understand, there is hard to see it 2 hours, but I'm okay for seeking, but the audience are I believe it's hard. Yet I want to say that we together with investors, we will put some our funds into IQ protocol. So Parsik itself, maybe it will not be the major, but I would say that maybe we could have up to 50 persons, but we would say I'd like to have something between these persons, but we need to calibrate, because we need to earn to our earn here to cover our expenses on services that we are giving for free. But all others will belong to users that will be free to earn by putting Parsik tokens into that protocol. Does IQ protocol need insurance due to price volatility? No, it's completely doesn't, because all the models shows that it converges. It converges to very stable prices. And the prices will be volatile only when new service appears, that when demand changes, then the price will go to some direction. And trading, because have you run this new Hodlim IQ concept past some real life companies that are going to buying PRQ to use Parsik services? No, it is brand new concept. It is brand new concept, and this concept will be audited by very serious mathematicians that are already expressing a very positive attitude to all the consequences to it, and it looks like early days of compound, because when compound was proposed, the same skeptical attitude was for that. Is it too complex? But now compound is one of the biggest DeFi projects, and I would say that we think that we created something as big as compound. There is option that if Ethereum can find out their expansion problem, then other project like Parsik will not be able to compete. I would say that there are a lot of projects that are giving a real world value, like e-commerce plugins, like invoicing systems as well. So I would say that we even can automate everything here, but we just need to focus on some pain points that are existing now. So if these pain points will be resolved, we have a lot of different applications where we can apply our technology, because it is kinda blockchain agnostic, and not only blockchain agnostic, it's source agnostic. We are able to process any data and produce a valuable output, valuable automations. Okay, and let's now I would say that we will have another session for the IQ protocol, because there are a lot of details, and we will have another session to cover it. And just now I want to go through some questions and answer to these questions from the Reddit. So one could be Parsik be called the Google of blockchain, and if yes, why? Kinda yes, because we are trying to be informed on all activities that is happening. The question is whether we'll be able to store this activity like Google stores, and it is all dependent on the volumes. If volumes will be inappropriate, we will not store all the historical data, and for some blockchains, even historical data will not be available. Yet we will be informed of what is happening just now, and will be able to answer to the questions on the fly of what is happening. So in the term, yes. On the website and the recent Anatoly, so hodling 1 PRQ per address. How will it scale with the price PRQ? It's the answer for it. The answer for it is an IIQ protocol. because before introducing IQ protocol, it will rise somehow, but we want to introduce this model, Hodlium model, together with IQ protocol, so they evolve together, not separately, but immediately. So when we implement Hodlium model, exactly at the same moment we are publishing IQ protocol that allows to borrow, and it will create a feedback loop in the price that converges to optimal price. And the most interesting effect of this feedback, then if we will lower price, for example, if we as a company will find that the more clients will go and borrow Parsik, if it will be less expensive, we can really make this price less, and it means more turnover. And because of our Hodlium model and IQ protocol, it means more interest paid for investors. This is the absolutely opposite effect than when you are asking to pay with your token. And this is completely, and it means that those who have invest Parsik tokens becomes really our investors that share our revenue in this indirect way. So if we are maximizing our profit, we are maximizing their profit. All these things should be very correctly put in white paper, and all the math about this white paper will be presented, but it's a kind of very pedantic work how to organize it for the proper audit. Okay. Speaking of lending protocol, will rewards be paid out in PRQ or other? And the same question was already in a chat. Is there an option? So actually, it is one very important question. I would say there are two answers to it, and one extends other. Pure IQ protocol only accepts PRQ, gives IPRQ. Here it accepts, it's a lender side, and this is the borrower side. And the borrower pays in PRQ, and receives QPRQ, quasi-PRQ, that are usable only, they are expirable, they can be used only within our Hodlium model, and this is the pure IQ. Yet those who have IPRQ, it means that they are investors. Their money is here. They are liquidity providers. Their money is here, and it means that IPRQ itself will be governance token for the Parsik, for the PRQ liquidity pool. And the IQ protocol will be like a Uniswap. So every token can create a liquidity pool for him, yet there will not be single governance token. The governance token will be only for for the IQ protocol per pool. And those who have IPRQ tokens, it means that their money is locked in the protocol. They will have a voting power. And this voting power will allow you to add different assets for additional assets for interest payments. You can vote which token you want to accept as payment interest. And it means, so for example, if liquidity providers will vote that they, for example, want to accept USDT, they want to accept Ethereum, they want to accept Bitcoin, no, I do not know. So they can vote for it. And when they are voted for it, they cannot abstain for it. It means that when you will provide IPRQ, you will take back PRQ and all the assets that was paid as interest according to the proportion. And you cannot say no, I don't want this token, I want that token. If you want for the simplicity to take out all your profit in a single currency, we can opt in you. No, we can equip you with a automatic Uniswap transaction. Yet it is purely up to you whether you want to receive all the interest with all the. For example, because lenders could provide. So if you said that we are accepting USDT and somebody paid with USDT, now it means the protocol has USDT as the interest, the interest that is locked inside this protocol. And how this interest could be extracted? It could be extracted when you provide back your IPRQ. This IPRQ is being burned, and back you receive your PRQ plus your interest. And this is the answer. Okay. This is correct, but how will you reward other developers on Parsik platform who are creating new solutions? For those who are creating new solutions, we cannot offer more than rewards, for example, for participating in our hackathons, participating in our grants to develop something on Parsik. It's a traditional way how technological companies are inviting developers to build on their platforms. Yet one of very important thing that to be able to use our services, programmers will be able to use them in decentralized way. It means that, for example, if you're hodling our Parsik tokens, you can not register, so you can avoid touching any our portal features. You can work via API and simply sign your request with your token, with your address where you have your PRQ, and we will respond to it. Because we know their eligibility, we know okay, so maybe I didn't understood correctly the question. I think Dweep was referring to goldfish question above, and goldfish question. Trying to. Can you repeat that question or copy paste it to somewhere? Playing devil's advocate, thinking purely from an incentives perspective, wouldn't Parsik be better off without any token at all? Just change customers directly. Keep 100% of profits. Goldfish, you are right. You are right in that way that if we would be able, to build this system without a token, I would say that we will be purely traditional company that sells. But we are blockchain visionaries. We are those who want to create a new world. And already we have a already we as the company we already issued part of our tokens, so we have a tokens that are circulating in circulating supply. Some tokens are in our funds, so these are in our funds, and big amount is in retention wallet. Just here we need to vote then what to do with this, because there are different possible ways what to do with it. Yet I would say that we want that these tokens, so we want that our tokens, our funds, will grow. We can implement it by providing a utility to our tokens, and we seen the traditional attempt to use your token as your money has failed a lot of times, and we don't want to be one of them who will fail with our token, is trying to interpret it as our money. I would say that PRQ token itself is our power, like in electricity. Because, for example, if you have electricity and you have different power, for example, here all light is off, here you are turning on, for example, a bulb, and it starts to shine. Here you are turning up a vacuum cleaner, for example, that cleans something. Here you open your TV, then you shut down the TV and vacuum cleaner, and shut down the light bulb. So this is the kind of power consumption. And this is when you pay for your electricity. Do you understand what you are paying for? You are paying for the kilowatt hours. Kilowatt is power and hours is the time. And in our situation, instead of seconds or minutes or hours, we have blocks, because our time is in blockchain. Our time is measured in blocks. And when we calculating what user is eligible for, it's kinda type of energy that user accumulated. A user accumulating energy during 24 hours, but starts to lose it if he is not using the power. It means that he is not eligible anymore for it. So if he didn't turn light bulb yesterday, it doesn't mean that it is free electricity for him now. And this is very similar how we work with our PRQ token. And we really think that we discovered a new way how to build tokenomics, and just want to prove that it is viable, and from all the from all the sources, for now we look at it very positive. So and other, I think, like the Dell advocate. Let's imagine that we, as the company, we say we have free, we have hodlium, and we have premium. And let's just say that as well, let's say that there is the IQ protocol. IQ protocol that allows to lend, that allows to borrow, and to pay an interest. Well, yet let's imagine. Sorry. Why don't anybody say that I'm drawing under the. But let's say that we as company issued Parsik tokens. We issued Parsik tokens. PRQ. Yet didn't distribute it across users. Let's say that all PRQ is in our hands, and we let's imagine that we would try to so we would invest it into IQ protocol, and we'll say that please borrow from IQ protocol and use our hodlium model. Goldfish, do you understand? What does it mean for the company and for users? If we would keep all the Parsik tokens by ourselves and go to the IQ protocol and lend them, then the hodlium will mean just a subscription fee. Because the only entity that will be eligible for the interest will be us, because we are in full control of IPRQ that will be minted in this way. Yeah, exactly, Matthew. You got the point that the PRQ tokens are already circulating. PRQ are. And so they are already circulating, and users can put it into IQ protocol. But just doesn't understand the last question, because in that situation the current PRQ tokens will also lose what? Yes, okay. So if we will issue some another tokens, and we'll say that let's stitch to this another token, it will mean that we just made a very bad thing that I really even don't want to pronounce. So if we will create another token, and we'll say that bye for the token, and for all tokens they are already ours. It will be obvious. Yep. Right, pull or exit scam or something. So, and we actually don't want to. We actually do want to build our world better. And we feel. But don't say it because PRQ is too high quality. No, why? So we are normal product with its own caveats, with its own things that we want to resolve with help of our community to build better product, to hear from you to propose some solutions. We want to create features. We want to be creative. No, goldfish. We will. Users will not rely on the goodwill of the company, because will introduce when we will introduce IQ protocol, it will be in our terms and conditions. It's kind of new kind of legal tender. So we are as company, we are introducing a scheme according to which we can evaluate and estimate our obligations. So somebody from chat asked me whether whether PRQ token will be our liability or asset. And the question, it's not a liability and not an asset. I would say that the PRQ itself is the base how to determine our liabilities, and not the liability itself. Because if, for example, if you have one PRQ during one block, it means absolutely nothing. No, not absolutely, it's an epsilon. And what does it mean if you have it for, when you have a one Bitcoin and you move it around your addresses, it's still your Bitcoin. But if you have a PRQ and moving it from one address to another address every block, you will not be eligible for our services. So because you need to keep it, you need to keep it to keep untouched, and this is a complete scheme. Out of all features Parsik provides, which one do you think will get Parsik to top 100? I would say that the Parsicle itself and Parsik wallets. Maybe ability to build bots with Parsicle on top of crypto exchanges. I'm just speculating. Yeah, Goldfish, it's exactly like a tokenized stock. But you know what is tokenized stock? Tokenized stock is this one. So our IQ protocol I would say that we have a PRQ, and our IQ protocol splits PRQ into different, it splits to IPRQ, and it splits to QPRQ. This allows you to earn. This allows you to use the utility. So we split with IQ protocol. We really split this very strange type of assets. So we created a very strange type of assets by the IQ protocol, but it splits apart security aspect and utility aspect, and they can evolve in their different in different ways. And the most important thing, that the IQ protocol is something that is completely not connected to Parsik. It's completely public good. It's a DeFi protocol. It's a DeFi protocol that works for everybody, and everybody who just accept this scheme will be able to produce this strange type of asset that by IQ protocol could be split into two different aspects. This for programmers, exchanges who really want to use our services. And this one for traders. Traders, investors. So, yep. PRQ is not tokenized stock. It's a kind of tokenized product, and the IQ protocol turns it into kind of tokenized stock. But it turns it because of the nature of the protocol. But the PRQ itself is not a stock. And because and this is why we say that the invest token and quasi token. Maybe, but really, this ability to earn yield is produced not by Parsik itself, but it's produced by decentralized protocol that exists and is not connected to Parsik. Okay, so I would say that I'm kinda already a bit tired in the long session. And Matthew, I really think that is a cool concept. And we have two cool concepts. One cool concept that how to I didn't talk about the essence of blockchains, how to work with reorganizing streams, but it's definitely a new on the new session. Okay, and I know that Brian wanted that I play piano, and I've prepared the piano here. So if anybody wants to listen, they can listen it. And I'm sorry for those questions. That I really don't know whether piano will be visible. No, it is not visible, but it is here. Do you hear? Okay. Thank you. Okay, maybe so I would prefer to play piano on Twitch. So maybe some of you will be need to organize English speaking channel there. So there I will. Okay, so thank you. I will think that the next AMA session will be. I don't know whether within 1 week, but within 2 weeks, I would say that we should go it. So for now, thank you.